If you're considering buying a house and you're thinking about putting in a lowball offer, I understand the temptation, but it's a mistake. I get why you're thinking about it. You see a house that you like, and your brain whispers to you, you know what, let's just put in a little lowball offer, let's try to save some money, and then give ourselves a bit of negotiating room. It's human nature. Nobody wants to overpay, especially for something as high ticket of an item as a house. And in your head, you're not being greedy, you're just being strategic. Here's the problem though, most homes aren't going to sell for a 20% discount. It's just not going to happen. They sell based on market conditions, especially if they're priced right. The buyers who come in low don't save big. They end up just missing their opportunities and prolonging their buying journey more than necessary. And then they watch another buyer swoop in and grab that great deal while they're still trying to haggle like they're at a flea market. If you want to actually win the home you love, you have to play smarter than that. My name is Steve LoPresti. I'm a real estate agent here in Hamilton, Ontario. So if you have any questions at all, you can always reach out to me. Let's get into the video. So lowball offers can still backfire even in a buyer's market. When you send in a lowball offer, you're sending a message. You're basically telling the seller, hey, your home isn't really worth that much to me. Even in a slower market, those good homes don't sit forever. Sometimes sellers don't even bother entertaining an offer that they feel insulted by. Keep in mind that the seller is in the same boat as you. Selling a home is just as emotional as buying one. You could easily get shut out just because you came in too low at the beginning and watch somebody else come in and get the house instead of you. There's two common scenarios that we're seeing. Scenario one is when the home is overpriced. So sometimes sellers price the home way above what it's actually worth in the hopes that somebody will come along and overpay. This is basically the seller's version of a lowball, and by the way, it doesn't work for them either. So when you see a seller that is overpriced, don't waste your time by throwing in a lowball offer. Instead, just sit back, watch that house, and wait for them to inevitably drop their price. They already have unrealistic expectations, and your offer isn't going to wake them up, especially if it's super low. So just wait for the price to drop and be ready to move when they finally get realistic. The second scenario is when the home is priced properly. So it still doesn't make sense to lowball here. When a house is priced right, it's going to attract multiple serious buyers to it. So while you're kind of just screwing around and trying to start low, someone else can come in and lock it up. So those are basically the two most common that you're going to see in this market. We're not seeing too many people pricing it really, really low these days. And even if the house is priced right and there's no other offers on the table yet, I find that once you put that first offer in, Murphy's Law kicks in and another one comes in soon after it. Okay, so you might be wondering at this point, how do I give myself negotiating room? I totally get it. You don't want to come in guns blazing with your max price. So if there's a house that's worth around $650,000, let's say, and you're willing to pay $650,000, it's smart to start around the 620 to 630 range, somewhere around there, to give yourself a bit of breathing room. What you don't want to do is think, you know what, I'm just going to offer 550 and we'll meet in the middle. That's not going to happen. It just tells the seller that you're wasting their time. Now, let's say there's two scenarios. One buyer does that. He offers 550 in the hopes he's going to meet in the middle, and the other buyer offers 620. Who do you think that the sellers are going to work with? The buyers who win and actually end up getting the home that they love aren't playing games. They're making serious offers backed by market reality. While there may be more selection right now on the market, the good homes are still selling fast. So while you're sitting there overanalyzing your lowball strategy, real buyers are out there writing serious, clean offers. The longer you stall, the more chances that you miss. You risk missing out on the right house while you still have the opportunity. And let's be clear, this probably won't last forever. Interest rates could go up, inventory could tighten, we have no idea what's going to happen, and we don't know how long this window is going to be open for. And you'll wish you had just bought something when you had a chance as opposed to trying too hard to find a deal. Or you risk getting burnt out and ending up overpaying for something, which is exactly what you were trying to avoid. I see this type of thing all the time. The buyers who come in strong and make offers that are realistic based on the market come out on top. The ones who think they're being sly with their lowball offers, they're on month 8 of their house search and climbing. So for Hamilton's market right now, sales are down 29% year over year. The amount of inventory is up 39%, and prices are down about 4.8%. So it feels like you as the buyer have all the power, and to a certain point you do. But trust me, the nice homes, the properly priced ones, are still moving quickly. And those are the ones that you really want. They're not dealing with lowball offers. They have serious buyers coming to them, giving them serious offers. Now, it's important to remember that you're not haggling over a used toaster here. You're making one of the biggest personal and financial decisions of your entire life. So, when it comes to negotiation, it's important to remember that it's a give and take. If you want to try offering a lower price, you have to make sure that the other elements of your offer are optimized. Imagine I'm buying a sofa from you off of Facebook Marketplace. I message you saying that I want a 30% discount, and I also want you to deliver it to me for free, and I also want you to have it professionally cleaned, and I want the love seat for free, and just to boot, I also want you to take my dog for a walk while I'm away at work. I've given you nothing and I'm asking for everything. Would you really want to deal with me? Probably not. I'm assuming you'd probably tell me to get lost instead. It's the same thing that the sellers are going to be thinking when you put an offer in on their house. There's 4 elements to an offer. There's the price, there's the conditions, there's the closing date, and there's the deposit. So if you can make those 3 perfect for the seller, you give yourself much more leverage when it comes to negotiating the price. So it's important to remember that you want to play to win, not play to save. You don't win by offering the lowest possible price. You win by finding a house that you actually like at a price that is reasonable and makes sense for you and your financial situation. And you win by buying that home before somebody else does. If you're buying for the long term, and you probably should be, trying to squeeze an extra few grand out of the seller is not going to make a difference in the slightest, especially if that means it's going to potentially lose you the house to another buyer. So when you find that right house, put in a strong offer, start building equity now, and start building your future. Don't play games and lose everything. Buying a home isn't just about throwing out a random number and hoping for the best. It's about strategy. So if you're thinking about buying a home in Hamilton anytime in the near future, reach out to me. We'll book a free strategy session. We'll sit down and we'll figure out how we can actually get you in the right home for you based on your financial situation, based on your lifestyle, your goals, and so on. Also, if you're interested in getting a free copy of my first time home buyer survival guide, it just breaks down the entire process for you start to finish. Send me a message and I'll send that over to you right away. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.